Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Home of Comics. This is Brayden here with a D23 expectations video. What's going to be coming from Marvel Studios, what's going to be coming from Lucasfilm, and all in between. Everything that has to do with Disney's big entertainment showcase this Friday, August 14th. As of the time of recording, it's Wednesday, but I think when we drop this video, it's going to be Friday, which also means that tonight we're going to be having an exclusive Home of Comics stream where we're going to be going through, much like we did with San Diego Comic-Con, all the latest news from Marvel, Star Wars, and beyond from Disney. So D23 is always one of those special times for a Disney fan. You're able to look at all of the upcoming films and shows. I believe this happens every 2 years. You get to take a look at the parks on Saturday, which we won't be covering as a video, but I'm going to quickly brief maybe some expectations from the parks. But yeah, we're going to be talking mostly film and shows here, specifically when it comes down to Star Wars and Marvel. So with that being said, these are some of my own takes. These are some takes I pulled off the internet, different rumors, different sources. But we're going to kind of take everything here and try to come up with a varying schedule of what we think will actually come from Marvel, from Star Wars and beyond. Starting off from Marvel here, I do think Doomsday is going to get some exclusive only footage at D23, which means we're going to get breakdowns from, Twitter aggregators, but we're not going to get anything specifically for us. I do think that Marvel is going to release a Doomsday trailer. It might just be the San Diego Comic-Con trailer. I'm not 100% sure. D23 might also end up just replaying that same trailer, but I do think there's going to be new in-room only footage there. Even if they do replay footage, I still think that's kind of a big deal because the D23 crowd is not going to be the same people that went to San Diego Comic-Con. So there's going to be sort of a different fan base there, but still a huge reach in terms of what the trailer will do. I do think that an X-Men cast will be revealed tied to that Doomsday panel. I do think we'll see a Professor X casting, whether that's Christopher Abbott or someone different. Beast, whether that's Melton or someone different. Rogue, whether that's Spaney or someone different. I don't think we'll get Storm. I think Jamie Lawson's playing Storm, but I do think we're going to get that in a Black Panther 3 casting announcement, which could happen here, but I don't really think it will. I think we're going to get other characters, Cyclops, Kit Connor, I think, Jean Grey coming back, Sadie Sink coming back as Jean Grey. Maybe a Magneto casting if it's something in the cards, maybe whoever Adam Driver's playing, whether that is Sinister or Sebastian Shaw. But I think overall, I hope I covered everything. Maybe I haven't. Emma Frost, Samara Weaving as Emma Frost will probably also be announced there officially. We might get a few other announcements, maybe Angels in the movie, maybe Iceman's in the movie. I've heard a little bit of talks of those characters possibly being in it, but I think that that's mostly the main cast we're going to be looking at for the movie. When it comes down to anything else, we could get a little bit more Doomsday cast announcements, maybe another X-Men or two joining that cast alongside the new X-Men casting. That could be a really nice time to look to sort of announce that. I do think we'll get a Vision Quest trailer. It's been silent so far, but October 14th is when that show comes out. Probably a weekly release, maybe just all at once. Why has Marvel been so quiet on this one, right? I don't know. I know it has something to do with Doomsday and Secret Wars. This show has a lot of importance towards the main storyline. It is wrapping up the WandaVision trilogy that started with WandaVision and carried over into Agatha all along, and now we're seeing it with Vision Quest. I do think ultimately that this is going to be their biggest trailer. I think Doomsday will happen earlier, so I think their big trailer is going to be Vision Quest. I also think we're going to get a Born Again Season 3 first look. Maybe just a look at a costume or something. I don't think it's going to be a full-on trailer. I don't think they have that ready. Also, maybe a release date for that, probably March of 2027. I do think that we're not going to see anything from Secret Wars, other than maybe confirmation that Sadie Sink's in it. It hasn't started production. I'm not expecting any meaningful new info. Obviously, we're going to say, yeah, Secret Wars is still happening, but I think outside of that, I don't think we're going to be getting anything Secret Wars related. Star Wars has less than the theatrical release calendar right now than Marvel does, which almost guarantees that Lucasfilm will be leaning hard into Star Wars Starfighter to fill that spotlight. I do think we're going to get a Starfighter trailer. Whether or not that's shown publicly is a whole other story, but I do think we're going to get a Starfighter trailer, at least at D23. They did the same thing with Mandalorian and Grogu in 2024, so similar, actually not even similar timelines. Mandalorian and Grogu was in 2024, it released in 2026. So Starfighter absolutely needs to come in with some sort of first look here. Does the trailer go public same day, or is it also going to be like with what I think we're going to get with Doomsday, where it's all going to be in-room only? I do think we're going to see a Starfighter trailer very soon. I don't really see why they wouldn't just release it publicly, but I guess you can sound off in the comments below. I also know that Starfighter has been shown to small groups, like it's in Europe and industry insiders, and people have already been raving about what it looks like and what it's looking to be. So I don't see why you don't just try here. I do think we're going to get an Ahsoka season 2 trailer and a release date. That's going to be early 2027, probably in the April timeframe, probably just after Born Again stops airing, or maybe just before. Uh, I do think that we're going to see a trailer that's depicting Clone Wars esque things. I know that kind of sucks for a lot of Star Wars fans who I think want to move past that, but Filoni's already teased an all out war between Thrawn and the Rebels, essentially. And I do think we're going to get Clone Wars flashbacks. Maybe that's also what Filoni's referring to when he talks about that. I know that Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen have signed on for this movie. Sorry, for this show. I don't really quite know what those roles are going to be yet. I assume they're just flashbacks. Hopefully, they don't do anything too crazy. But I do think we're going to get Ahsoka season 2 trailer at D23. Are we going to see anything about a Mandalorian season 4 here? An update on the future of the Mandalorian post Mandalorian and Grogu? I don't know. I don't think we're going to get any sort of tease for a Mandalorian season 4. It's definitely something that's been talked about. I don't know at all, to be honest. I know the movie underperformed, even per Star Wars' like normal standards of like most of this money is going to be made off of merchandising. It underperformed that. So truthfully, I don't know. Uh, does a soft box office for Mandalorian and Grogu change Lucasfilm's plans for getting Grogu on TV? Are they not going to be in Ahsoka? Are they not going to be in a potential sequel to Ahsoka season 2? Who knows? This is a big question. I do think they want to answer. I just don't know if they want to do it at D23. Finally, there's a Lucasfilm fireside chat that always has some surprise guests. They run 3 times a day on the show floor. So some guests I'd like to see: Rosario Dawson, obviously, as Ahsoka. Hayden Christensen would be cool. Ewan McGregor would be cool. Daisy Ridley would even be cool. And maybe we talk about where her movie's at. I don't know. I do think we're going to look at, in terms of the parks, a first look at the Avengers Infinity Defense ride for Disney's California Adventure. I think we're going to get some more Kingdom Hearts stuff. If anyone's interested in that, I've always kind of had inklings of wanting to get into Kingdom Hearts. I've never been able to play through the games. Maybe that's something we want to do on the channel. I don't know. We're going to see stuff for Spider-Man's 65th anniversary, more on the comic side of things. We might get some Secret Wars casting news, aside from Jean Grey. I just don't expect we will. And possibly an update again on Rey's new movie, which I talked about with the fireside chats. It's possible that it's going to happen. I think it's going to be the next movie after Starfighter. That's just my personal opinion. But that's my real read on what's coming. I'm most confident in an X-Men casting update and getting some sort of Starfighter trailer. Everything else is just sort of put in there based on how much I think it could happen. But drop your own predictions down below. I'll, obviously be looking through the comments, and we'll be talking about it on the live stream. And of course, we'll have that reaction live stream up the second that the Entertainment Showcase starts Friday night. That is. I wrote it down wrong in my notes. I apologize. Anyway, that's going to do it for today's video. Make sure to leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you guys at the live stream tonight. Thank you so much. Peace.